From the mud to the rise, yeah, we built it on the grind. Trench talk, real talk, leave the fake ones behind. We don't fold, we don't break, every move we define. It's the code from the trenches where the real ones align.
Yo, what's good, YouTube? Strap in, because today we're taking a wild ride straight into the heart of Chicago's cold, hard streets, where gold crowns shine, loyalty runs deep, and enemies get left in the dust. This ain't your average history lesson, nah. We're talking about the almighty Latin King Nation, one of the most feared, most respected, and straight-up infamous gangs ever to rule the Windy City. Picture this. Chicago, 1950s. The city's west side is a battleground. Puerto Rican kids, fresh off the block, catching heat from all sides. Irish, Polish, Italian greaser gangs trying to run them out, treating them like outsiders. These young bloods, tired of getting jumped and disrespected, decide enough is enough. They needed more than just fists. They needed unity. Led by a real OG, Ramon Santos, they started rolling deep, calling themselves the Imperials. But that was just the beginning. Soon, they leveled up, rebranding as the Latin Kings. They weren't just a crew anymore. They were a movement. At first, it was about pride, standing up for their people, protecting their neighborhoods, and fighting back against the racism and hate that tried to keep them down. They threw block parties, organized community events, and made sure their own were safe. For a minute, they were the heroes of Humboldt Park, but you know how the streets work. Power changes people. As the decades rolled on, the Latin Kings started flipping the script. What started as protection turned into domination. They built a reputation, not just as protectors, but as straight-up street legends. The 5-point crown became a symbol you didn't mess with, feared by rivals, respected by all. Their code was loyalty, their word was law, and if you crossed them, you learned real quick why the Kings ruled the city. Fast forward to today, and the Latin Kings ain't just surviving, they're straight up running the show. We're talking about a massive force with over 25,000 members just in Chicago alone. But their reach is nationwide, with chapters spread across more than 31 states, and even beyond U.S. borders, places like Puerto Rico, Mexico, and Spain. This ain't no ordinary gang anymore. Nah, the Latin Kings are a full-blown nation, a powerful empire with a strict hierarchy and a code that binds every soldier from the streets of Humboldt Park to cities across the globe. Right here in Chicago, the crown jewel is the King Motherland faction, officially known as ALKN, the almighty Latin King Nation. These cats run the city's underground like kings on a chessboard, moving pieces, enforcing their own laws, doling out justice on their terms. The 5-point crown you see? That's not just a symbol, it's a bold warning. Mess with the Kings, and you're stepping into a firestorm you won't walk away from. But don't get it twisted. This gang's power ain't just about numbers or muscle. It's about rules, discipline, and respect. Loyalty is the currency, and betrayal, that's a death sentence. The Kings run a tight ship. Step out of line, disrespect the code, or snitch on your own. You get dealt with, harsh and fast. There's stories from the streets that sound like they came straight out of a horror flick. Like that one time a leader found out a member was stealing from the crew. The punishment? The dude's hands got smashed with a hammer. Brutal? Hell yeah. But that's how the Kings keep order. No snitching, no disrespect, no excuses. You break the code, you face the consequences. That's the savage truth of the Latin Kings rule. But here's the wildest part. These Latin Kings, they ain't just street thugs living rough. Nah, some of these cats live double lives that blow your mind. By day, they're out there running the block, making moves, stacking paper, and holding down their turf like straight up bosses. But when the sun sets, they switch gears, roll out to the suburbs, kick it back, and watch their kids play Little League or hit up family barbecues. It's that perfect disguise. Family man by night, Don by day. Don't let that clean-cut act fool you, cause these dudes can flip from doting dad to ruthless Don in a heartbeat. And it ain't just the Kings themselves. Corruption runs deep. Even some cops got caught slinging for the Kings, running dirty errands, handing over drugs and cash, and straight up pulling stick-ups while rocking their uniforms. Yeah, law enforcement getting played by the very gang they're supposed to lock up. That's how deep the King's influence runs, like a shadow empire with tentacles everywhere. But the law, they ain't sleeping either. Since 2006, over 100 Latin Kings have been prosecuted, locked up, or slapped with heavy charges. Big shots like Agustin Zambrano, the kind of top dog who calls the shots, got slammed with 60 years behind bars. The feds have been relentless trying to chop down the king's reign. Still, here's the thing about the Latin kings, they're survivors. Every time the authorities cut off one head, two more grow back. They adapt, they regroup, and they keep pushing harder than ever. The streets, they never forget the name Latin kings. It's whispered in fear, respect, and sometimes even admiration. No matter how much heat comes down, the kings keep their crown shining and their empire alive. Today, the Latin kings still stand tall as one of the most powerful and influential gangs on the streets. Their reach stretches far beyond Chicago's gritty neighborhoods, spreading from the Windy City all the way to New York and everywhere in between. Whether it's the block or the prison yard, their presence is felt, their colors fly, and their name commands respect and fear alike. This isn't just a gang anymore, it's a legacy carved deep into the fabric of urban America. What started decades ago as a movement for respect, pride, and protection for their people has evolved into something much bigger. The Latin kings have become a legend, etched in blood, loyalty, and the unbreakable code of street law. Their story is told in whispered warnings, in the scars on their enemies, and in the unshakable brotherhood that holds them together through thick and thin. Love them or fear them, one thing's clear. You can't ignore the Latin kings. Their crown stays heavy, symbolizing power, unity, and a ruthless determination to survive and dominate. The game, it never sleeps. The streets keep turning, alliances shift, and the kings keep moving, always watching, always ready to defend their throne. So remember, when you see that 5-point crown, know it's more than just ink or graffiti. It's a symbol of a nation that refuses to back down. The Latin kings aren't just part of Chicago's history. They're still writing the future of the streets, one move at a time. So next time you catch sight of that 5-point crown, whether it's spray painted on a wall, tattooed on a knuckle, or flashed in a handshake, don't just see it as some random symbol. Nah, that crown is a warning, a declaration of power. It means the Latin kings run their world by their own rules. No cops, no judges, no outsiders telling them what's up. This is Chicago's most infamous gang, the rulers of the underground, the kings of the concrete jungle, and their story, it's far from over. Every block, every corner, every alleyway, they're still writing that legacy, one street at a time. If you're hungry for more savage stories straight from the underworld, you know what to do. Smash that like button like you mean it, hit subscribe so you don't miss a single drop, and drop a comment below telling me what gang or street legend you want me to break down next. I'm here to bring you the raw, the real, and the ruthless tales that the streets whisper about. Until then, stay sharp out there. Keep your eyes open, your mind focused, and your respect earned. Because in this game, the streets never forget, and neither do the kings.